Hey guys, this is your girl Lizzie Yayo, forever keeping in the Bando with Hype Magazine. And on today, we have a very special guest by the name of Rain910.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
Well, before we start, I just want to let you know that I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Last time I seen you, about last time I seen you, you were letting everybody know that you were going up north.
Oh yeah, damn, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And seeing your progress and everything, it lets people know that you can do it.
Right.
And so, what is your thoughts? Like, when you first left from Fayetteville to push your dream, like, what was your dream? How did you go about the goal that you set? And how do you feel?
Oh, well, I mean, I just knew I knew I was good at what I do, right? Music. I wanted as many people to hear it as possible. And it came to a point where I knew, like, Fayetteville was like it's a small town, a bunch of supportive people, but it's not that many opportunities. And even if I was in a city like New York, if I was born there, I would still feel like I want to expand and let more people hear it. I want people in Australia to hear my music, whatever. And at the time, it wasn't like a big social media thing. Like now you got Instagram, you can post something, go viral. That really wasn't a thing at the time when I left. So you had to physically get up and go places and showcase your talent. And that was really my idea at the time, like trying to get as many people to hear what I was doing as possible.
So a lot of people, they want to know your story. I would like to hear your story.
Well, part of my story, it's a million stories.
Well, the part where you got to where you're at now.
I mean, it just takes that's a lot. That's a loaded question, right?
Yeah.
Because it depends on what you mean where I'm at. I've made a lot of changes, whether it's been music, physical, spiritually, mentally. So just time and work and trying shit and experimenting and paying attention to life.
Right.
You know.
So when you got to New York, I see that you have got connected with Smack URL.
Okay, yeah.
So did you foresee yourself getting into that? Like, what got that started?
Yeah, well, Smack, that's just my man, Smack and Beasley. And Beasley was like managing me at one point, I had did Smack DVD. I did like a segment on there where he came and recorded me in West Farms. Shout out to everybody in West Farms. And we did a video on one of the Smack joints. And me and Smack just built a relationship. And him and Beasley was working on Smack together, like the actual DVD. And then which turned into URL, the battle rap. And those are just my friends. I didn't think it was gonna turn into as big as it's become. It was just like my friends doing some shit and we just supporting each other. And that was it really. And like in the beginning, it was just me helping build that and also doing the music for like the trailers and shit.
Okay, because I know that you don't battle rap per se,
Right.
But you do get a chance to put out your art,
Right.
with you being an artist and everything. So how did you lead on to the BET Awards and?
Oh, the BET Awards that's interesting. The BET Awards, they reached out. I can't even remember exactly how that happened the first one. I did it 3 years in a row. Mm-hmm. I'm the only artist who did the BET Awards 3 years in a row, the Cypher.
Talk your shit. This is
This is documented. I just want this to be documented. You know what I'm saying? So the first time I did it, I just know they reached out to me initially. I was supposed to be on the Cypher, and it wasn't supposed to be a URL Cypher. It was supposed to just be me on the Cypher. They back then, they just throw you on with anybody. You don't know who you're going to be rapping with. Mm-hmm. Now it's more so like they click it up. Like certain teams, they own Cyphers. And it turned into that to like, let's just do a URL Cypher. So I was able to actually help pick the people I wanted in the Cypher with me for the first one. So that was dope. And we got some good feedback. So the next year they reached back out, and that's when I did the live Cypher on stage, which was like a big deal.
How did you feel? Like,
that was kind of crazy because a nigga, you know, you like, damn, this shit live. A nigga can't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But we got through that shit flawless. Shout out to everybody who did that with me. DNA, Sean, Clips, and T-Top. So that was dope. Yeah, that was crazy to perform. But it was also like just another day on the job too. You know, you like, after a while, it's like, that shit becomes nothing. Not to say it like that, but realistically, it's like other things that's more important.
Okay. And seeing you on 106 in Park, you know, everybody missed those days. And you actually had the opportunity to spit on there.
Right. That was just us working, man, going out, like I said, like back then it was no Instagram like that. You had to go outside and make connections, shake hands, meet people, go to these little industry mixes, and that's where New York really played a big part because those things were available. You could bump into somebody who like works at 106 and Park at like a Plies listening session, for example. And I just remember like making sure I was present at all those listening sessions. If I heard like Akon was having like a listening session at Sony Music, like we were pulling up, invited, no invite, we was pulling up. And sometimes we got in, sometimes we didn't, sometimes like we just outside sitting around to see who we could talk to, who could meet. And like that was that.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
That is a motivation for the people that believes that it's just gonna come to them. Like, no, you gotta go out there and get it.
Yeah, I mean, some people just come to them, but you know, you gotta just be able to read the room. If it ain't coming to you, you gotta try something. Mm-hmm. You know, and it might be something as simple as like uploading your song on YouTube or shooting a video on your phone, or you know, whatever it may be. Because it's not always that, right? It's not always music. Whatever it may be, you might want to be a writer. You might want to start journaling on Facebook, on your page, like writing your ideas there so people can see them. But it's all about sharing the art and trying to figure out a way to get it out there.
Okay, so what's up? We seen that. Well, I was, of course, doing my research, and I seen that you was with Dre. What is the relationship with you and Dre?
Well, I was working with Dre on the Detox album, but it never came out. I wrote a couple joints with him. I mean, shit, I wrote like 40 joints with him, actually. It was a lot of music. And that was whack because he just didn't put the music out. You know what I'm saying? It was good music. And he just ain't put nothing out. And it wasn't like my shit. Like, he ain't put nobody's shit out. Like, the whole album just never came out. And then he was working on another album after that, a couple years later. It was called like, it wasn't Detox. It was something after that. Thanks to my patience for your patience was the name of the album. And I did some writing on that, and that never came out either. So,
do you think that's something that's normal in the industry for?
No, I think for Dre, it's more so like he's made so many classic albums, like so much stuff that just was so perfect that the bar he sets for himself is so high. And I think sometimes as artists, we're all guilty of it, is we try to find something that just doesn't exist. We're trying to, put something on the grid that's never been there, and you're like, yo, you have so much good shit, and it's like, if you're not satisfied with it, then it's probably never gonna come out.
Okay.
So I don't knock it. I understand it from an artist's perspective.
Right. So you also have an album coming out?
Yes.
Can you let us know the name of the album?
The album is called The Winner's Curse.
The Winner's Curse.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
The Winner's Curse is just being, it's like when you're like placed with the burden that comes with being one few of the people in your circle that's actually resourceful. So when you're like somebody who knows how to maintain, get money, or somebody who avoided and escaped a lot of the consequences of the game, you end up being responsible for the people around you who did it. And that's the curse. The curse is, doesn't matter how good you do or how good you are at handling life. It's gonna be people around you that you got love for, that you're responsible for, who didn't figure it out, and that burden, if you allow it to, gets placed on you.
That's very deep.
Yeah.
Very deep.
That's part of it. Yeah.
That's part. Well, I need all of it.
Because there's so much that goes into it, right? Like the winner's curse could be anything. If you consider yourself a winner, it's a lot of trials and shit that comes with that. It's like even like you might spend your whole life working towards a certain dream, a certain goal, and you reach it, and it's like, man, this is not what we overbid on this shit. We put in too much energy into this. when it's not what it's all hyped up to be. So that's part of the winner's curse also.
Right. Okay, definitely putting in the hard work, get where you at. It's like you start to thinking, dang, I need to do more.
Yeah, you ever seen like in Scarface when he was like, man, like is this it? This is what it's all about? Like, we done ate all this, we ate all the food, we done drank all the champagne, like we done fucked with all the bitches. It's like, all right, now what?
Right.
You know
We're gonna have to make sure we put that clip in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw that clip in there. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Can you share and describe your style of music?
My style of music, I would like to say my style of music is just fly, man. It's fly. It's introspective. It's like, it just feels good. You know what I'm saying? Soulful. It's vibey. You know, I like that. I want people to hear my shit and just vibe out. It's definitely like more of like nighttime music. Just get in your car. You can have your lady with you. She'll enjoy it. It's smooth enough. It's smooth enough for the ladies, but it's gangster enough for the men. It's still introspective. It's intelligent. You know, it got an edge to it still. But it's, you know, it ain't super. It's like the opposite of what drill is.
Now, would you say it's like conscious?
Well, I mean, conscious. I think everybody's music is conscious. Conscious is just the state of being awake. Niggas is all conscious. Niggas is describing their reality. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Everybody's creative in their own creative way.
Their own space.
Most definitely. What influences from your life or surroundings do you draw upon inside of your music?
That's a good question. Everything. I love to just life, like being around people, having intelligent conversations with people, having ratchet conversations with people, whatever it may be, right? Whatever it is, music, other people's music, movies, art. Like, you could draw from anything, you know what I'm saying? And if you're detailed enough, then you could probably write a song about anything.
That's a fact. What is your creative process when you write and or producing music? Because you're also a producer.
Right. Well, my creative process is different, because that shit all operates, that shit uses different parts of the brain to like produce and to write. I feel like those are two completely different jobs, and people like try to mesh them together. So for me, a lot of times if I'm making beats, I'm making beats. Like, I'm just going through samples, I'm making beats, I'm listening, I'm spending a lot of time listening. And then I'll go to the beat machine, chop up some samples, or if I'm not using a sample, I'll go in there, play some chords or notes that I feel fits my vibe, and I'll just keep stacking beats away. And then when it's time to rap, I'll go through those beats. It might be a month later of making beats, you know what I'm saying? Or a couple weeks later. But I try not to do both at the same time. I try not to like make a beat and then rap to it, because I feel like one of them is gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? So I try to dedicate as much time as I can to making beats, and then separate my time when it comes to like writing the lyrics. And as far as writing lyrics, I write sometimes just in my head. Sometimes I'm just thinking of the rhymes. Sometimes I'm like voice recording shit. If I'm in the car, I might have like a dope melody or something. I'll just voice record it and listen to it later. Like, I be finding voice recordings on my phone, because I'll voice record some shit so I don't forget it, and then I'll forget I recorded it in my phone. So I'll find shit like a month later. You know what I'm saying? So my process is all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? But
it works for
somehow
you.
that shit works. It doesn't work as well as people think it does. Like, because most of that shit you'll never hear. Like, a lot of my music is just like in the computer.
Oh man. So when did you start doing production?
Man, I started doing production. That's interesting, because I think the first beat I ever made, I got it. It's all good, thank you. The first beat I made was at my man Money Mark crib, and it was terrible. It was really bad. It was like across the 110th Street sample, and it was bad. And then Big Cass over there hiding, he showed me how to work Fruity Loops.
Okay.
So like Big Cass was like actually like showed me like, this is how you chop the sample, and this is how it should go. And from that point, I was like fucking around with it, and I was alright. I wasn't that good in the beginning. I think when I got good is when I got to New York, and I really took time to like understand production, because that was the thing. I wanted to make beats, but I didn't want to do the history of it. I didn't want to do like my due diligence, actually understanding the process of it. But when I got to New York, that's when like my man Beasley, once again, he had a closet full of records, and he was like playing me records and showing me pieces that people chopped up and sampled before. I'm like, oh, I know that joint. And then once I started like listening to the records and understanding where the break comes in at and different shit, then it was like, okay, now I got a better understanding of this. And I went and bought the Native Instruments machine, and from that point, once I started making beats on there, I got my first placement within a year. It was on a G-Unit project called The Lost Flash Drives. It was a song I did called Set the Pick. So like within me actually knowing what I'm doing, within 10 months, I had my first placement.
Well, congratulations. Can you name some of the other placements that you've done as far as production?
I did, the Set the Pick joint, I did a joint for Remy and Pat for Smack shit. I did most, like 90% of all the URL production. I did Jim Jones' Catch On Yeah. I don't know. It's too many names. Like I did whole projects with DNA. It's a lot. It's a lot of shit at this point.
Well, y'all make sure that y'all tap in with Rain910 and catch up on all the people that has been blessed with his production work. Okay. Yeah. Which artists or musicians gave you the biggest impact?
Nas, Jay, Big, Pop, Scarface, everyone. Q, AZ, Jeezy. This is like no order.
Right, I should have just said your top three.
Wayne,
Eminem, make it a little
50,
bit harder.
Ross, I say Ross. Everybody, like I love everybody's shit, man. And then all the so I listen to a lot of music. So like Curtis Mayfield, Willie Hutch, Barry White, Marvin, all that shit, Shot Lights, all that fly shit.
I'm talking about Ross. You got signed with him? Are you still signed with him?
I never signed to Ross.
No.
Nah, everybody thought that.
Okay.
That's because Ross just put out a video of me one time and put the Maybach shit on it. Maybach Music presents Rain.
That's love. Yeah, not everybody can say, yo,
right.
But Ross did the Maybach video.
Right, I was at Ross' crib just chilling, and I was like, writing some shit. Not for him. He writes all his own shit. I was writing some shit just with him. Like I had a joint, and he was putting a verse on it. We did a couple joints that day, actually. And I was just chilling. And Ross is a hustling ass motherfucker, man. That nigga different, yo. So I'm chilling. He like, yo, man. I see you chilling. It's a cameraman right there. Y'all got music. Look around the crib like, and I'm like, I bet, like, hell yeah, let's shoot a video. That's all you had to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Because this is your cameraman. Mm-hmm. But if you opening the door, bet. So I was like, I'm looking all through this nigga house, shit, big as fuck, looking for somewhere to like shoot a video. So I just went in the little studio area, he had like the red studio and shit. I went in there, we shot a video. It was like a lot of, Raw's whole shit is MMG, pool tables, pool balls, pool logo in the actual pool, logo on the basketball court, all that fly shit. So the cameraman catching all that shit, he shoots the video. I never even see the video. And next thing I know, like, Ross in here having a meeting about you, they talking about you and shit. They about to drop this video on their Maybach page. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wake up and everybody hitting me up like, congratulations.
Right.
Is that Alchemist joint that was like in that red studio with the Maybach?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Rain joints, man.
Yeah, you fuck with that one?
No more locked doors. You should do shit to the kid that used to rock
O's. Now look at my future.
That
line was so crazy.
That shit was crazy.
Niggas really didn't catch that line. That shit was hard.
But the Jay-Z shit was my shit, like, because he flipped how Jay-Z was like the
credit
shit. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, if you tip so much in the strip club, you get a lap dance for free. What you call that, credit?
That's what's up. I love it. I love it. Get energy.
But that was like, what was so ill about that was, but Ross was at one point, we were doing I was doing a lot of music for the Maybach music album. I got a song with Nipsey too that was for the Maybach music album. And that album never came out. Like, mad shit happened. Like, Wale wound up going his separate way. Meek wound up going to jail. Ross was no longer with Epic. It was mad shit going on. So, like, it was nothing we could really do. You know what I'm saying? It was like shit was, I don't know. I'm a firm believer of anything is possible. And I just think he had so much going. And then Black Bo passed. He was like a key figure in everything associated with Maybach. Like, long live Black Bo. He was so solid, you know what I'm saying? He's a real dude. And when he passed, it kind of it was like a dark cloud over the energy of everything going on. So I never got a chance to sign with Maybach, and but Ross is still my nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see Ross, it's still love. That he opened his door for me. He, any show he ever did, and he invited me to, it was always love. It would be times he'll book studio sessions in New York and he won't even show up. Like, Rain, go ahead. Like, use the hours, whatever. And I'll just pull up and do my own session. So I fuck with Roy. That's my dog.
How was it working with him doing production for Gunplay?
That was dope too. Cause like when I met Gunplay, and that's how that shit worked at Maybach. Like, once Ross greets you and be like, yo, I fuck with you. Like, he greeted me and was like, yo, I fuck with you. Welcome to the mob. Like, cause I met him through G to K. Shouts to G to K. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And G to K and Ross is tight. So I met Ross through G to K. And once they stamped me, everybody just showed love. You know what I'm saying? And immediately Gunplay was like, oh, you with the mob, nigga? Whatever, let's go to the studio. Like, I fuck with you. And I ain't know Gunplay for 24 hours before we was in the studio. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, bring some beats. And Gunplay cut me a check.
Dope.
Like, it was like Gunplay made sure a nigga got paid. Like, he's like, yo, what we doing? I got this situation over here. I'm gonna make sure you get paid. I didn't ask him for nothing. He just made sure.
That's a good credit too. Like, when you speak of those underrated MCs like AZ and them,
Gunplay
one of them.
He's really one of them. That nigga's dead nice. And in that same record wound up getting on like Love and Hip Hop, and he made sure I got paid for that. So I fuck with Gunplay. That's my nigga. And not because of that, but I just fuck with him just because I always was a fan before that. And then on top of that, I feel like if you want to show somebody that you really appreciate their art, you pay them. I'm a firm believer of that.
Solid all the way through and through.
Mm-hmm.
What do you hope your listeners take away from your music?
Just to live, man. Have fun, man. Enjoy this shit. This shit don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is you enjoy, do that shit, man. And you don't have to be like a mega star to do that shit. I'm having way more fun than most of these platinum artists. I'm having a blast. I'm really enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? So, man, don't be waiting. Like, I be hating that shit. It's like, I'm telling you, once I get on, I'm gonna do it now.
Right.
Hey, whatever it is you want to do, go try that shit out. So, nigga, everybody listening, you don't need 1 million fans. You just need like a good 500 that's willing to spend like $100 with your money. If you can figure that out, you'll be alright.
So what's your, how do you choose who you want to collaborate with?
How do I choose? I don't. I don't really collab with a lot of people, if you notice. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm like, I know a lot of people want to be collaborative with you. So how do you choose it? Okay.
I just be, if I like your shit, I gotta really like your shit.
Who do you want to collaborate with?
Who do I want to collaborate with? I think for me, it's not more about who I want to collaborate with, because I would love to collaborate. There's many people I would love to collaborate with, but I want to collaborate with people who's gonna like really be locked in on whatever it is we're working on, because that's tricky too. Because I've collaborated with people, and it's like you don't get the best results because they're just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So I think if I could I would love to collaborate with Dre again. Like if it's solely focused on something me and him are doing. A lot of the times we work, there was so many other people working on the same shit, and it's like, yo, you can't get your ideas out like that. So I would love to work with on a production side, And on the writing side, I would like to work with Dre. I would like to work with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Just on some whatever he need. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I could bring something different to what he got going on.
It's a similar feel too. That both of y'all are smooth.
Yeah, I think I could like just bring a little different vibe to him. Kanye, I would love to work with Kanye because that nigga's like a mad scientist. He's really a genius. And Nas, man, I would love to work with Nas. With so many people, and then like if I just want to play the role as a rapper and just not produce, I would love to work with like Mad Lib. I think that would be dope. He's like just as weird as me when it comes to like the ideas, how far this shit could go. Yeah, that'd be dope.
What's your most memorable moment of your music career so far?
I don't know. It's a good one. I remember all of them so vividly. I don't really have a most memorable moment. I'm trying to think. I don't have like a most memorable moment.
Mine is that 106 in Park, like when we came out and like, you know, that spunk shit gave, you know, spunk props gave the spunk shout out. That was iller to me than the TRL Carson Daly shit.
That was good. TRL was crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
That was a Kid Wonder joint.
That was Kid Wonder, right?
Yeah, but the 106 in Park shit
that was outside.
They gave Spunk life in the same city.
That I did 106 twice.
Okay, that's the one I'm talking about.
That's the one you're talking about. The back room joint.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, you
that
shouted out.
That was
Fayetteville,
exciting. Yeah, that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think yeah, that was crazy. A lot of people got mad at that too.
What?
Cause I said I was the king of the city at the end. That's how I did it. Tell the story how I lived as the king of the city. That's a risky title to take. He knows. He said it first.
It's like that for the queens of the city too.
Whoa,
so
when you say you the king,
it's probably worse for the queens.
When the girls go crazy. When you say you're the king of the city, you gotta get ready. Be prepared. They firing shots at the crown right after that. So yeah, that was crazy.
Especially if you're saying it on a platform like 106.
Right, on 106. It was like, yeah, nigga, catch up to this, right? It was one of those moments. Yeah, that was crazy.
This was
I just recently I got a song on my album called Frank White's Revenge. And I just put out a clip wearing the crown beside Biggie. And I was like, King of New York. The niggas is mad at that. Yeah, this nigga not even from New York, say the king of New York. Nigga, I'm just stating I'm the king. If New York if that's where niggas say hip hop is, that's the staple, then I'm the king of that too. That's how I felt. And I'm like, take your shots. I'm cool with it.
So do you think that people be like, this dude cocky?
Yeah.
How do you feel when people be saying that? I love when people are confident within themselves.
These niggas don't like me, man. I mean, I don't care.
You'd be surprised, man. These niggas love you, man.
Yeah,
I mean, they we'll say it. Would love to see you in person so they can tell you how much they love you.
They really do. They really do. It's just sometimes it's just the competitive. You know, rap is competitive. Mm-hmm. So
supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. You know, and I love what everybody doing. And a lot of times when I say certain shit like that, it's to remind myself, not nobody else. I ain't shit on nobody else. It's just to remind myself to keep going, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you know who you are, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Push this shit further, go further, because somebody's watching and they want to be inspired. Mm-hmm. You know, people love that shit. I love hearing certain rappers talk that shit. Like, yeah, nigga, talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? It gets me hype.
So do you see yourself ever getting into the battlefield?
Nah. At one point I was going to do it, but I think it's too late in the game. And then, like, I'm so tied into the, you know, the actual business side of it with URL, that it's kind of, it was like a conflict of interest to even jump into it. I can't at this point. Mm-hmm. Early on I could have, but now it's too much going on.
Now do you, I'm not going to say regret, but do you feel like maybe you should have?
Nah, because it was never that inspiring to me to do it. Like, I'm inspired being a fan. I love, you know, some things, just because you love it don't mean you have to partake in it. I love going to the museum. I don't want to hang my painting on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like going and watching. Like, but you know what it is that because people look at battling and rapping, it's like you battle. If you rap, you can battle. What's the difference? It's a big fucking difference.
Tell them you're different.
Yeah, like so it's like, you know, battling. It's like I have to really take time out of my life to like dig into a person, like do all type of research. Find out who your baby mama is. Like I don't like that's too much for me.
What's the best URL battle?
The best URL battle ever.
Is it to give him the you gonna get this work? What is it?
That was the biggest moment. Loaded Lux.
That was the one to me, and that got real personal.
That
but I mean, it was hip hop too.
It was hip hop as fuck.
What's your favorite one?
That was my favorite performance. That Lux performance was crazy, but it was kind of like a one-sided battle. Like he was just going.
He was eating.
You know, and shouts to Calico because he's incredible too.
I think he kind of threw him off. Like it threw him off so much he kind of almost forgot the verse. Like he didn't expect for it to come like that.
It was crazy. Yeah. Like that shit was crazy. That was a good one. But there's so many good ones. I don't know. It's too many to even think of, man. I really liked Rum Nitty and Av, Rum Nitty and Twerk. I like DNA and Mickey Fax. That was crazy. Chilla Jones and JC is one of my favorites. QP and B Magic is one of my favorites. It's a lot of battles, man. It's kind of hard to like even remember them all.
What you think about the joint with Son? Was it not this ain't URL, but the Remy joint with Son was exposing the relationship?
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. I don't know, but it's all fair. It's all fair, right? It's like it's war. It's like see, that's why I don't know. That's why it gets tricky for me, cause I get it. It's hip hop and it's a battle, but for me, it's like that's the part that I'm like, I'm cool, because I just know, one, if I gotta do that, it's gonna be. I'm gonna really do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna do my research, and I'm gonna make this shit masterful. I don't want to put nobody through that. Right. And not to sound cocky, but just saying, like, if you take your shit serious.
What I like about it, especially for like the role that it's played in your career, the battle rap community is like such a big community. Like, I mean, it's YouTube channels where niggas got hundreds of thousands of followers, and all they do is like get on there and go live and give commentary about the battles. Like, it's such an ill community.
Right.
And the fans, I mean, even if you haven't battled, I mean, the fans love and respect you so much. Like, you look in the comments, all the comments is like, yo, did you hear that beat? That nigga Rain did that beat. Check his album. His album's crazy.
Right.
That nigga need to get in the ring and battle. His album is super nice. They, you know, they fuck with you.
It's dope. It took a while too, because at first they didn't like that shit. Like, why is this nigga posting videos on a battle rap channel? They didn't like it at first, but after a while, it was like they kind of opened up to it.
And you also did a lot of the production in it, so you played a major role.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that shit, like just the ideas, the matchups, all of that shit. I played, URLs. It's my shit.
Period. Okay, so do you have any routines that you do before you go perform?
Well, shit, I haven't performed in a long time.
When's the last time you performed?
I don't know. I don't like performing. It's like one thing I've never really been a fan of. I could do it, but I don't know. I don't know. Performing is, and it's funny because that's a lot of people's favorite part of being an artist is performing. And I don't know, I just never really got all the way into that yet. Oh, probably also because I never really had a big enough record.
That's what I'm saying. Wait till they call you and be like, yo, we gonna give you 20,000 to fly you out here. Because at that point, everybody in the crowd gonna know the record.
Right. That's when it's gonna be fun. I think that's when it'll be fun. You know what I'm saying? If I get like a big record. And I gotta,
When you do.
Yeah, when I get a big record. I mean, writing a big record is easy. It's like, I be so busy doing the shit I like to do that I don't really aim for the big records. But when it's time, I'll probably enjoy it then. But I don't like the crowd. Like the crowd that come to see me, they cool. They just want to sit there and look. It's like, so it's kind of weird. But I'm not really big on performing.
So what advice do you give other upcoming artists or anyone that's in the industry? Because you touch bases on practically everything. I mean, you do the back end work, you do the production, you do the writing.
Yeah, I mean, shit, have fun with this shit, man. Like, my advice, I'm not the guy that you want to talk to if you're trying to figure out, what's the marketing idea? What's this? How do we get this? I'm not that guy to talk to. Go talk to somebody else for that shit. I'm like pure art. Make some fly shit, put some dope shit on the grid, and enjoy what you're doing. That way, you don't feel so down when you have these big expectations. I mean, you can set goals, right? Set goals for yourself, but have fun with this shit. Do something you actually love doing, so it doesn't feel like work and you're not counting the hours. That's my advice. Like, create some fly shit, be different, be inventive with this shit, and have fun. Don't take yourself too serious.
So Rain910, or is it Rain910?
It's just Rain.
Rain, just Rain?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your name, because we actually had some people that wanted to know where you come up with your name.
Oh, it's Rain. Rain is my name. My name is Randy. That's my birth given name. But Rain has always been like just a childhood nickname. I don't know where that shit came from, actually. I think I might have just gave myself that name. Somebody might have gave it to me. I remember people used to call me Rand, like Randy, Rand.
Mm-hmm.
And in the South, Rand turns into Rain, like man. Gucci Man turns into Gucci Mane because of the accent, so it could have came from that. It's who knows. I've had that name for so long, you know what I'm saying?
This is, so like, I actually put it on my Facebook, and I was like, what is any of the questions that anybody had for him?
And then 910 came, and then 910 was actually like a, I don't know what the fuck that was. What was the niggas on back then?
But that's on.
It wasn't MySpace.
Speak on being the originator of the 910.
I started the 910.
It was MySpace, yeah.
It was MySpace, but even
and
before
then
that,
led to Instagram.
But even before that, was it like Black Planet or some shit?
Oh, not Black Planet. I heard that is forever.
That's when niggas first had usernames.
Yeah, so like whatever the user, I started the 910. Nobody, like, and if you see some, I want to go as far as saying I started putting the area code behind the name. Nobody was doing that. I was like 910. That was always my email. Rain910, 910, 910. It was funny. My first email used to be Rain910 174 because 174th Street was the block I was living on when I was in New York, like my father's block. So even then it was Rain910 174, and then it was Rain910, and then when I started like rapping and putting music out, it was just Rain. But it was so hard to find. Cause if you like go on YouTube and type in Rain, you would see like weather shit. You would see shit that don't have nothing to do with me. And then it was like an Asian artist. He was huge. His name is Rain. So I just put 910 at the end. I started putting 910 as my artist name for search purposes only. Not for people to call me Rain910.
Yeah, because that's what we be like.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's crazy. Like 910 is always there just for search purposes. And it's just repping the Ville.
We're talking about the Ville. We have some major artists that came out, like J. Cole, Moray. Have you ever crossed paths with any of them?
Well, I mean, of course, I knew Cole. I knew Cole early on. Moray, not so much. I spoke to him one time, like through text and shit. But I don't know Moray. You know what I'm saying? But he's dope. He's fucking dope. And I was trying to do some work with him early on, and I don't know what happened. He just took off, and we just kind of lost contact.
That'd be dope, y'all doing a collab.
It might have been me too, cause like I don't really. If I feel like on my mind, I'm reaching out, and then once I see you kind of doing your thing, I kind of like let you do your thing. I'm not somebody who wants to like insert myself. I don't even care what I got going on. Not to say it like that.
Yeah,
I'm happy for him. He's dope. You know what I'm saying? He deserves it. And then Cole, I knew Cole. You know what I'm saying? I played a big part in Cole getting his situation. Just opening doors. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make it seem like, I walked in and introduced him to Jay-Z. But I did open the door at Baseline. Like Baseline Studio was Jay-Z's studio, and Corey was signed to Jay-Z. And I would let them niggas come to the studio and shit.
Okay. Do y'all have any music together?
Me and Cole, we did some shit. It never came out.
Can we ever see the both of you coming together on some music?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, not because of him. You have to ask him that. I'm open to it. I'm open to working with whoever, as long as as long as it's just we gonna be creative and come up with some shit. But I don't know.
No.
It's a tough call.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to ask you then, Mr. J. Cole.
Yeah. If you ask him. But yeah, I worked with Cole on his first 2 projects, like just coming through, bouncing ideas. What's the first album?
Born Center?
That was the second album, Born Center. I can't remember the first album. The Sideline Story. So the Sideline Story and Born Center, I was in the studio for both those projects, just bouncing ideas, going over shit. And at that point, he did ask me at one point, like offer me like a situation to be with Dreamville. And I don't know what happened after that. We never had no words. There was never no beef. He just kind of like disappeared. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Do you have a favorite venue or in a city that you like to go to?
Favorite city that I like to go to?
Or venue?
I'm enjoying Atlanta right now. I like Atlanta. I like Magic City. I just like, man, I'm happy wherever I'm at. Like,
let me tell you a story that you mentioned that, yo. I remember the classic days when we was in crazy days. I remember one time, I don't know what was going on, but we was outside, and this was one of the times when you was like, sometimes you used to freestyle and you would just rap for like hours, and you was doing that outside of Crazy Days, but you was freestyling. And I remember you said this one line like, on the low, I done fucked every stripper in here. And as you said it, you kind of like turned around and like had like did a circle of rhythm. And I was more like, yo, this nigga's really out here, yo.
So y'all really was having fun back in the day. Where was I?
I don't remember saying that, but I do know that's some shit I would have said back then, not now. But that's crazy. That's funny. But it was a wild time, Crazy Days.
Yeah, those are the good days. Those are definitely the good days. How do you see the role of music evolving in the society, especially in the digital age?
This is the best time ever for music because it's everything. It's all subscription based, which is what I like, right? Back in the day, you have to wait for something to come on Rap City, 106 Park, your top 10 at 10 on the radio, and you had to listen. This was what you had. Right? And it might have been like 30 songs collectively. And then the mixtapes would give you a little more of an open space where, to explore newer artists. But right now, you could go on YouTube and find anything. You go on whatever, Apple Music and find anything, any genre. I've heard motherfuckers making music that sounds like it came out in 1970s. They got the whole soul shit going on and it's brand new. It's like right now. It's like the where music is at now, and you could tune out all the bullshit if you want to, right? Whatever you don't like, you don't have to subscribe to it. You could go on Instagram and follow what you want. You can go on YouTube and subscribe to what you want. You could go on these your streaming platforms and subscribe and make your playlist to what you want. And you could live in your own bubble when it comes to your taste of music. Everything can be tailor-made to how you want it. And you could literally avoid everything else. Right. So this is the best time to like be a fan and the best time to make music because you could just upload some shit right now. You could upload this.
Oh,
I'm talking about like right now. Like you could press stop,
right?
Upload it to like Apple Music and have the video on there. Have the video on Tidal. Have the video on YouTube. You could chop it up to different segments. Put it on Instagram. You could do YouTube Shorts. Think of that, and you could do that like before y'all go home. Like, yo, it's never been a better time for a creative.
Direct to consumer.
Yeah, it's never been a better time for a creative than that.
Can you share a glimpse into your future goals and aspirations as an artist?
Man, I just want to keep getting better. I want to create better shit. I want to put shit on the grid that nobody's heard before. Like, damn, I want people to hear my shit and be like, man, this doesn't sound like nothing I've ever heard. You get what I'm saying? Whether it be a topic, an idea, or beat selection or whatever. I just want people to hear this shit and be like, damn. It's some ill shit. Or even if it does remind them of something, I just want it to feel good. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to like get more people to like understand what I'm doing. And I think that's everybody's goal, right? You want to get your art to as many people as you can. And if you focus on that, you ain't gotta really think about the money. The money will come. You just focus on focus on getting the music out there and find creative ways of doing that.
And lastly, what message would you like to share with your fans and supporters?
The message is in the music, man. Get the music. Listen to the music, vibe out, and you get all the messages.
So y'all know what that means. Can you tell them where they can find you?
Rain910 everywhere. Rain910, whatever y'all want to say, just find it. It's everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I don't know what the fuck y'all listen to. Where y'all go to listen to the music at, man? YouTube, Tidal. What people use?
I don't know. People use titles too?
Whatever y'all got. Just type in Rain910 and listen to the music.
When can we expect to see the winner's
Alexa
circle?
be bugging, because you gotta tell Alexa, you be like, Alexa, play Rain910. She's bugging. She'll be like, yo, Rain910. So we gotta get Alexa to get with the program. Alexa be bugging out, Siri be bugging out too. But if you just want to tell your phone, just tell your phone to play Rain910.
No, 910.
It'll play. The Winner's Curse.
The winner's curse.
March 9th. The greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th.
Well, I couldn't hear that. Say that again.
The greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th.
We'll let the people know who that was.
Biggie. So yeah, the new album is called The Winner's Curse. He was a victim of the winner's curse. So it's all just, it all ties in. And I got a song on the album called Frank White's Revenge, which is like my ode to Biggie. He's just one of the greatest. It's not personal, I just love his work, which kind of makes it personal. Yeah. March 9th, I just feel like it's a good date.
Beautiful. Hey guys, this your girl Lizzie Yayo, forever keeping in the Bando with Hype Magazine and Rain910, Rain910 on Alexa and Siri. Y'all make sure
It's
y'all
Rain,
tap
man.
in.
It's Rain. When you see me, just say Rain. You ain't got to do all that.
Rain.
Rizzy, whatever.
Yes, March 9th,
March 9th, The Winner's Curse.
the winner's curse.